Alright guys, welcome back. Today's video, as you can tell, is quite a bit different from my regular videos, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase. Will and I are building our first home. If you didn't know that, then you're probably not following me on social media because I have been lighting it up on Instagram with home inspo. You guys have already helped me pick out a few things I was really indecisive about as far as home furnishings go. And so many people just seem really interested in this process. And so I'm going to start a little series on my channel as we go through this process of building our first home, and I'm just going to vlog it. I'm going to talk about certain topics that you guys might be interested about, talk about things, the good, the bad, the ugly, things like that. And I hope it will be just like a fun little, I don't want to say side project because I do want to kind of bring in some new ideas to my channel, but just kind of like a new thing that I want to introduce, and hopefully you guys will like, since several of you have seemed interested in this. So for today's video, I asked you what you wanted to see, and I got several questions regarding why we chose to build as opposed to just going with a home that was already built. And then a lot of people wanted to just see the floor plan we chose and wanted me to talk about the exterior and interior. And so I thought that would be a good place to start, considering we haven't exactly started with the construction process yet. It's not going to start till probably the end of this month. So yeah, I thought this would be a good place to start. I'm going to start out with the questions, and if you just want to see the interior, exterior floor plan design and me talk about that, I will put a timestamp down below so you can skip to that part. But yeah, let's go ahead and kick it. Let's get into the questions. So a big question was, why did Will and I choose to build a home as opposed to buying one that was already built? And this is something I can honestly say just kind of fell into place for us. We initially were going to buy a home that had already been built. We got a realtor back in the beginning of August, I think, and we just started going around looking at homes for sale in our neighborhood. We looked at new construction, we looked at older homes, and we looked at homes that had been built, 5, 6, 7, even 10 years ago, and nothing seemed to fit 100% our needs. And I should also mention that I live very close to Nashville, and where Nashville is inflating so much, so many people are moving to Nashville, our area is starting to get a little bit of that traffic, and homes are going up. The prices of homes are going up in our area, and even land. And so, we would look at a new construction home, but it would just become small, not our style. Kind of just seems like a lot of the new construction in our area is just being thrown up for the population increase. And they're just throwing in things that are in right now, like dark hardwood and kind of like the speckly brown granite, and that just wasn't what we were going for. And so we actually, like I said, we looked at older homes, and we looked at homes that had been built, for a few years. And I actually love this older home we found in our neighborhood. It was built in the 60s. I was just so sure I could flip that home. I was ready to go Chip and Joe on it, and Will was not. Will was not having it. He liked it, but he didn't like the thought of having to put some work into it. So that's kind of where the building process began, if you will. I wouldn't say building process, but how we decided we were going to build. I actually called my old boss who builds homes. He also owned the Bare Minerals store that I work for, which is so funny when I say that out loud. A lot of people are like, what? What? But he was my boss for several years, and his main career was building homes. And I called him and I was like, hey, can you come look at this house that I'm interested in? It was built in the 60s. It's going to need some work, and I'd love to know what your input is on it. And so he looked actually just at the pictures, and he was like, a home built that long ago, and especially one that it had been kept up because someone had remodeled it, but I don't know about before that. Basically, he was trying to say that he didn't know what the new owners who remodeled it did internally to it. If they fix the infrastructure, is that like the right word? Basically, he did not know what was underlying, you know, what could pop up in 5 years with a house being that old. And so he basically said, why don't you just let us build you a home? And I was like, well, that would be great, but can you build us a home in our budget and in the area that we like and all of that fun stuff? And so initially, we sat down with him and his wife. They're kind of like a team, a few different times, and we worked it out. They were like, yes, we can do this. We can build what you want. We can put in what you want for your budget, and that's how it happened. So initially for us, it just kind of fell into place, and we just much preferred the idea of being able to choose what we wanted, and the location that we wanted, and have just us be able to pick every single little detail. You know what I mean? As opposed to just compromising on things that we really didn't want, or things that we knew we'd have to replace. So that's why we chose to build. All right, so let's get into the things that people were really interested about, and that is the exterior and the interior, and also the floor plan that we chose, why we chose it, things that we're going to do differently to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the digital floor plan up on the screen, and I'm going to talk you guys through some things that we're going to do differently, and also just why we chose this overall look. So this is what it looks like, and it's considered to be a craftsman home, which is 100% Will style. I'm more of a Cape Cod farmhouse mixture, but by the time we get done with it, I feel like it's going to be a mixture of all three of those, which is what I'm really excited about. So as you can see, the home is a green board and batten, and we are going to change that a little bit, and we are going to do a white board and batten instead. If you're not familiar with board and batten, it's basically a vertical board as opposed to horizontal siding. So the boards just go in a vertical direction, and we love that look. It's just, I don't know, something that isn't too common in our area, and we just really wanted to stick with that. That's something that drew us also to the exterior of this home. So it's going to be changed to white. We're going to paint it white, and you can see there's several windows on the exterior of the home. Something that I'm hoping to do, and this is something I have not looked into price-wise, but something that I feel like we can make happen, is add the black trim to the windows. I really want the color scheme to be white with industrial accents, so more of like black accents, maybe gray for like our front door, but basically white and black is the look that we're going to go for as of right now. So windows hopefully are going to be more of that industrial black trim, and then also the cedar shakes. This is where, this is why I really agreed to this home, is because it had the cedar shakes, and I think that is so cute, Cape Cod-esque, but they're not going to be as warm as in this photo. Since we're probably going to go with the black accents, it's probably going to be more of like a cooler cedar shake. We may have to go with like a faux cedar shake just to get that color, but those are definitely going to be staying. And there won't be any, I don't know if you can see on the post, there is a rock kind of stack going on there. We're not going to do rock. Neither one of us really wanted that look. So those are just going to be standard posts. And I'm trying to think if we're going to do anything else differently. The front door is going to be totally different. It's not going to be wooden like that. It's going to look a little bit more quaint, not as regal and large as this one is in the example. So roofing also going to be black. And I would love to have a tin roof, but that's not something we talked to our builders about initially. And I don't think for the area we're going to be in, I don't think it's going to fit in really. So probably just going to go with the black shingles. All right, so let's talk about the floor plan of the house. As you can see, this is a single level floor plan. We looked at two-story floor plans, and Will was initially more interested in a two-story. I personally just always envisioned having a single level. I like the idea of everything being on one level, and we just ended up choosing this one because it was just really functional, and we just kind of thought it fits our needs for what we're looking for. So single level floor plan, it is a split level floor plan. So if you're not familiar with split level, your living space, your kitchen, your dining, all of that is like in the center of the home. It's kind of like the hub of the home, and then your master suite is to one side of the house, and your spare bedrooms are to the opposite side of the house. So everything's basically just split up, and it just feels a little bit more roomy that way. You're not congested by having all 3 of your bedrooms on one side of the house, or all 4, how many ever bedrooms you have. By the way, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, if you did not read that already. So let's go ahead and start by, I guess we'll start by looking at the area coming off of the garage. So this is kind of like a mudroom entry area. There is, as you can see, a space that or 2 spaces that say desk and lockers to the left and the right of the door. Those we're actually going to turn into closets because we need all of the extra space that we can get, and we just thought it would be a little bit more functional than putting in 2 carved out areas that really we would not use at all for much. You know what I mean? So we are going to turn those into closets. Then to the left, you have the utility room. Pretty standard. We actually haven't put much thought into the utility room yet. It's basically just a utility room at this point. After you come out of the utility room, you're back in that mudroom area. You do go into the master suite, or the master bedroom / ensuite, bathroom, whatever you want to call it. So master bedroom, pretty standard. This floor plan had a tray ceiling in it, and we are going to take the tray ceiling out. It's not something that we like the look of, and it's also an added cost when you do the tray ceiling. So we're going to take that out because it's not really something we're interested in. And then you walk into the master suite area. The closet is in there, really nice size closet. Nothing's going to be changed about that. But you probably can see that it has a garden tub in the floor plan. We are going to be taking the garden tub out. I don't like the look of a garden tub. This is where we are conflicted. We're kind of butting heads on what to do here. I would love to put in a clawfoot tub. I love the look of a clawfoot tub. I take baths all the time. I love a good bath. And so it's something that I would use. Will, obviously not so much. So his idea was to put in kind of like a custom bathroom storage cabinet in that area. The only problem is that that's where the window is in the bathroom, and there is not, there may be one other, no, there's not another window in this floor plan. So there's one window in the bathroom, and I don't want to take that window out. I don't want to cover it up by putting in just a huge cabinet there. So we're not sure what we're going to do with that area yet, but something will go there. But the window will not be closed off. I have to have that natural light. And then you have your shower. You have standard double vanity. And then kind of like that privacy bathroom where the toilet is closed off in another room. So that's going to be really interesting. I've never had a bathroom like that where the toilet is separated. So I don't know. I guess that's going to be a good thing. And so that's pretty much it. That's all we've got going for that area. So when you come out, you're in the mudroom area again. Something that's really unique on this floor plan is that the pantry is behind the kitchen. So I thought that was really cool because it allowed for more space and it doesn't take up your kitchen space. And it's going to be like this huge walk-in pantry. So I'm turnt for that, turnt to have all of my stuff in the pantry. Our pantry right now is just like an okay size. It's just, the standard shelf pantry. But I am just going to be turned to have all of this space in the pantry. So you walk into the main living area of the house. Everything you see here is pretty much how it's going to look. We're not changing anything floor plan wise. We are going to vault the ceilings in the living room to give it a higher appearance. Something that's going to be and this is just a minute detail, but I'm so excited for it. We're going to put a pot filler over the stove. I have always wanted a pot filler. If you're not familiar with a pot filler, basically it's a water line that runs behind your stove, and you have a little mini sink coming out above your stove that you can fill up your pots with. So for your soups, for your pastas, for broth, like making anything that involves water, you have it there, a little spout there that you can fill up your pots with, and you don't have to go over to the sink and carry it back and forth. I know, first world problems, but one of the first things I said was, I want a pot filler. Like, can you do a pot filler over the stove? So we are going to have a pot filler, people, and it is going to be awesome. Something that we're going to change to the back door area is hopefully put in a Dutch door. So if you're not familiar with a Dutch door, it's basically the doors that open at the top and the bottom. They're split. And you can just open the top if you want to let a breeze in, or you can obviously have both doors open. Sometimes they're referred to as barn door, or no, not barn doors. Stall doors maybe, because they open at the top like what you would have for like feeding a horse. But every time I look them up, they're called Dutch doors. So if we can get the measurements to fit there, we're going to put a Dutch door in, and that's just going to be something cute, kind of quaint and unique. You don't really see that a lot, and at least back doors. A lot of people do them for their front doors, but we just thought it would be more practical because we could have the front portion open and not have to worry about like people looking into our home if it was a part of the back door. So yeah, everything you see here, it's got a back porch, covered front porch. You move into the hallway, and this is where obviously we're going to have one room is going to be my office, and then probably the back room is going to be an office combo for Will and also a spare bedroom. So we're probably going to have a pull-out couch in there, and it's going to look more of like Will's space. You know, I'm going to let him decide what he wants to do for that room. But we are going to have like a pull-out couch that turns into a bed for guests. And so yeah, that, and then you've got your standard stuff on the opposite side of the house, your 2 bedrooms, your spare bathroom, and, you know, a few extra closets. So yeah, that is the floor plan of the house. We are really excited to get started. Hopefully they are going to break ground by the end of this month, and I'm just really excited to film the process for you guys, show you what we're thinking for, you know, color palette, and for tile and hardwood, and, you know, the countertops, things of that nature. And yeah, I really look forward to sharing this process with you guys and sharing with you what we're going to learn through this, and hopefully, you know, it can give you guys a heads up if you are thinking about building in the future. So yeah, I've rambled on enough. This is the layout. This is why we chose to build. And if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to leave it down below. If you have topics that you want me to do for this series, then leave that down below as well. I'm really excited to get started, and yeah, I hope you guys are excited as well. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll have my handle down below, because I post on my Instagram story probably once a day, just home inspiration and kind of like the look that we're going for, and I'll get into that for future videos. But yeah, I guess I'll leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this first little video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!